Okay, so guys, the first question we're asking you today is, would you describe yourselves as animal lovers?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say so.
So what is it about animals that you love?
I don't know, like, they got on my nerves a bit, but I just like them. I'm one of them annoying people that like thinks like animals are people too. She's a vegetarian.
Cool. Would you describe yourself as an animal lover?
Yes, I would.
Okay. So what is it about animals you love?
Just they're all like equal, aren't they, in their own way? They're all life like us.
How about you? What do you love about them?
I don't know, I just feel like they're really like innocent, like they just don't really do anything wrong, and when they do it's not really their fault, because if it's just their instinct, then like they can't really help it. It's just like their nature.
Do you eat animals?
I did, but now I'm vegetarian, so no. But I do sometimes have like animal products such as like cheese, like dairy products or eggs or something. But hopefully I'll like drop down onto veganism. So
Wow, this is going well. Already there. So the next question, I mean, you're a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So the next question for you is, do you eat animals?
Some that I do. I don't eat chicken really, because I have pet chickens, but sometimes I do. It's weird. If it's in a family thing where like all my family are eating it anyway, and like it's just gonna get wasted and thrown out to like, then I will. But I don't know.
Okay. So what animals do you eat then?
I like bacon. That's one of them.
Is bacon an animal?
Yeah, it's a pig.
Right. So the first question we're asking people is, would you say you're an animal lover?
Not really.
No?
No, not really.
Okay. So I mean, you don't love them, but you wouldn't hurt them, or
No, I wouldn't hurt them.
yeah, like you don't. Do you love me?
No.
No, but you would.
No, yeah.
You wouldn't hurt me, would you?
No.
Sound. So, what do you eat animals? Is the next question. Do you eat them?
Yeah, like chicken and that, yeah.
Yeah. What other animals?
Like cow and pig.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
What animals wouldn't you eat?
Dog.
Why wouldn't you eat dog?
It'd probably kill me. Yeah, it'd probably kill me. I don't think it would be very hygienic either.
Yeah.
I don't really like much meat anyway, though. So
Okay.
it's not.
So pigs, cows, not chickens,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So do you think that's a bit of a contradiction because you love animals?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that like you don't really think about it whilst you're eating it. It's just kind of food, like.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I guess you could say we're kind of disconnected from what we're
Yeah.
eating because we just see the packet. You know, we don't see the animal. If you did see the animal, and let's say if you had to kill the animal yourself, would you?
I couldn't. I could never eat one of my chickens, like ever. I just couldn't. Like I've grown way too attached to them, and I just think that like if I met the animal, I wouldn't be able to eat it at all.
Do you think there's a difference between, say, killing one of your chickens or killing like a pig in a factory that you didn't know? Do you think there's a difference there?
Not really, but like you just don't really think about it whilst you're eating it, so it's not really. I don't know. I feel like I probably shouldn't, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Taking another life, like taking an animal, for example, like I see is wrong, morally wrong, just like human murders another human.
Okay. So what is it about it that makes you want to go vegetarian and go, think about veganism?
At first it was to do with health, like thinking of all like the diseases you get and like knowing all the facts that you can possibly live longer if you're vegan, and it was also because obviously I'm trying to have a good diet, but then when I looked into information about the animals and what they do to them, it just kind of like ticked me off a little bit. So I just want everything to be equal with them, really.
Yeah.
So
I was the same. So have you seen any like documentaries or like heard of like Earthlings or anything like that?
I've seen Earthlings
You
and what they do to them, so which is obviously horrible to look at for
Yeah.
a start. And I've been to a vigil the other week. I didn't see much because they blocked off all the views, so we didn't actually manage to gain any sight on it. Because obviously, if they've got nothing to hide, then why hide it? But I could witness what would happen and hear cows inside.
So I guess in other parts of the world, like in parts of China, they do eat dog.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that?
I think it needs to be stopped because like I don't find it bad that people eat like cow, chicken, pig, because that's a normal British thing really. But to eat a dog, like people wouldn't go out and eat a cat or an elephant, so why would we eat a dog?
Yeah. But I guess in China, for them, that's normal, isn't it?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So do you think they could say to us, well, you eat cows, so what's the difference?
Yeah, they could.
Do you think there is a difference?
Not a massive difference, but it's just what they believe in, really.
But you think that's like immoral, what they do?
Yeah.
If someone hurt a dog in front of us, we'd probably go crazy, right? But why is it that we don't think about pigs, chickens and cows the same way?
I don't know. Like, that's the thing I have a problem with. Like, if it was just like everyone ate every animal, like, then whatever. But like, people don't. People are like, oh no, I could never eat a horse. Like, but like, why couldn't you? Like, if you're gonna eat a pig, like, what's the difference? Like, I get offended for all the animals.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think is the difference? Do you think there's a difference between eating a dog and eating a pig?
See, I don't really, but I think some people, because like farmyard animals are kind of considered as like stupid and like they don't really know like what's going on and they're kind of there to be eaten.
So you kind of agree morally that veganism is the right option?
Yeah, I believe it's the right way to go, and I think in the future it will definitely progress and more people become vegan. It's more open to the world now. Like 10, 15 years ago, it was hardly known about veganism, and now people are waking up and are finally understanding what it's all about.
Yeah. So you're vegetarian at the moment.
Yeah.
So what is the barrier there for you from going full vegan?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think it's alternative foods, because I do have my alternatives for like Linda McCartney do like their own substance of chicken or meat or anything like that. But like I'm like, for example, I'm a big chocolate eater, and I'm not a big fan of dark chocolate and stuff like that. Just like I find it hard not to like, I get tempted to eat it. But obviously, if I can find the alternative food, like sauce or substance, I can easily like just turn.
I mean, I guess there are alternatives to everything now. Even milk chocolate, I've had. I think it's called like Moo Free or something, some brand. But I guess, I mean, I there are things I actually miss as a vegan. There's things that I used to really enjoy that I don't have. I used to be mad for KFC actually. But so I guess once you put yourselves in the sort of animal's perspective, you've seen Earthlings, so you kind of know how much suffering there is going on, kind of scale of it. So what would you say is more important to you, your value? So would you value being against the sort of things you see in Earthlings, or enjoying the taste of milk chocolate?
More being against it, to be honest.
Just say I had a dog here now, and I was going to hurt it. Would you try and stop me?
Yeah, definitely, because it's animal cruelty. Like, you wouldn't just go up to a random person and attempt to assault or hurt them, so why do it to a dog?
Yeah. What if I was gonna like stab it in the throat to eat the dog though?
Then I probably will I'll try to stop it as much as I could,
Yeah. What if it was a pig?
I'd stop it because it's not the right environment to be doing it in. So
okay.
Yeah.
So if I did it behind a wall in a building called a slaughterhouse,
that's fine, yeah.
Even though, so it's exactly the same act.
Well, it is, yeah, but it's in a controlled environment. It's not some, like, people who work there are used to just seeing it happen every day, whereas people in a park like this aren't.
So you wouldn't tell someone or pay someone to kick a pig for you?
No.
But you would, even maybe you haven't thought about it, you would pay someone to kill a pig for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not something you've thought about before?
No.
No.
No. Yeah. I feel bad now.
No, it's difficult, and it's kind of uncomfortable because it's not really something we want to talk about. Yeah. It's kind of like the elephant in the room in a way, I guess, isn't it? Do you think we need to eat animals to survive or be healthy?
Well, Ellie's pretty healthy and she doesn't, so I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think like there's other stuff that can give you protein, and there's other stuff that can give it everything. So like, can give you everything that meat can, and red meat gives you like cancer anyway. So
it isn't right what they do, and I think once I finally have that final kick up the bum to like change it, I can obviously like help other people and give them more information so they can realise like what's going on and what substance they could have, or what dairy's like, or even the meat industry is like, because a lot of people aren't open to that.
Yeah, but does that make it moral though? Because if you're going to try and stop me because you think I'm doing something wrong to the animal, right? So if I was doing it behind a wall where it was normal, would that then make it moral?
Not, yeah, because it's in a working environment.
Okay. So what if it was, because obviously in China they'll have working environments for dogs to be killed. Does that make it moral?
For them, yeah, but not for us.
No. But what about for the dog?
Well, it's the same as a pig, so it's what Chinese people do, whereas British people do to pigs. So it's the same as what it would be for a pig.
If you sort of were able to make the choice when you were growing up, whether you actually wanted to or not, do you think you'd have chosen differently? Because I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, did you ever make the conscious decision to begin eating meat in the first place?
I was a vegetarian for a while, for I think it was about a couple of months, but then it just got to the point where it was so, like, because everybody else, like my whole family was eating meat, and then my parents had to cook like a separate meal for me, and I think they got really sick of it, and it just got to the point where it was easier to just eat like with them than like not.
So you're eating a small amount of milk and eating a small amount of cheese, and some chocolate. That's it.
Yeah, I just try and like cut down as much as I can on dairy. But sometimes I just get the temptation to have like a bit of a nibble or something.
Yeah,
so.
It's difficult. But I guess the thing is that whenever we buy these products, we're literally paying for it to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's easy to get disconnected because you're not seeing it. You're just seeing the packet of milk or the packet of chocolate. But if you saw, say, a dairy cow being separated from its mother, every time you picked up a packet of milk, you wouldn't do it, would you?
No.
You think? No.
No, I obviously would just carry on thinking about the cow being separated and what happens to the cows.
Yeah.
Which would put me off more, which I think I need to think about more, because it probably would prevent me from doing it.
So I guess because you're against this already, so it's kind of like when you do eat these products, you're kind of going against yourself.
Yeah.
You're going against your own values and your own beliefs, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously the whole not eating meat, that's already one step. But then if I know what's happening, like with milk and stuff, surely that should be another thing to like put me off. But sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just obviously need to think more about the animals when it comes to it.
Yeah. So if you think it's wrong to kill a dog for food, would you not say it's contradictory to say it's okay for you to kill a pig?
Well, it's not okay to kill a pig, but
okay.
It's just what happens, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's not okay. So why do you think it is that you eat pigs then?
Because, like, it's nice, isn't it? Sausage, bacon.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
do you think enjoying something can make it more moral or more acceptable?
No. Because like, that's like going back to like killing a human. Like, murderers obviously get enjoyment from it, whereas it's not right.
Yeah. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the dairy and egg industry.
Yeah.
Because you're a vegetarian. I actually used to be a vegetarian myself.
Yeah.
So the dairy industry, you could argue, is worse than the meat industry. So I mean, all the animals in the dairy industry still end up being killed, just like from meat. But in the dairy industry, they kind of torture cows because they constantly impregnate them and they take their babies away. So if the male is a calf, if the calf is male, he'll be sent to the slaughterhouse and killed. If the calf is a female, she'll become a dairy cow as well. But they take them away, and it creates a huge amount of stress for both the mother and the baby. Obviously, it would, and that's the dairy industry. In the egg industry, when they're breeding the chickens, they only need the females because they're the ones that lay the eggs. So all the male chicks are thrown into grinders or suffocated in bags. Did you know any of that?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you?
I kind of did, but I didn't know like the extent that it like went on to.
And you could argue that the dairy industry is probably worse than the meat industry because they all end up getting killed as well in the slaughterhouse. But of course, there's lots of sort of torture along the way.
Yeah, of course.
So what would be stopping you from today saying, you know what, this is against what I believe in? I've already taken a huge step from cutting out eating animals themselves. What would stop you from saying, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to live a life that's more in line with my values. I'm going to go home and I'm not going to eat any dairy or eggs or chocolate.
I think searching into, like I said, like searching into alternatives so I can have, because I can easily just switch what I have to a dairy-free like lifestyle. But I haven't actually researched and stuff like that, so I think just actually having the final step of looking into stuff like other alternative food sources or anything, it will actually help me carry on just going vegan, really.
So you knew about it, so did that upset you? Because obviously you were upset enough about animals being killed to stop eating animals, so does that upset you as well?
Yeah, I think the only reason like that I still eat like dairy and everything is because it's not that common to be a vegan. It's like there's not that many things you can eat. and like still quite like stereotypes about it and stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the thing is, there's so many alternatives now that you can actually replace anything that's not vegan and make the vegan alternative.
Yeah.
So you can even get vegan cheese now from supermarkets. You can get vegan chocolate. Yeah. You can get vegan chicken nuggets. You can get vegan bacon. You can get vegan sausages. You can actually get the vegan alternatives for everything now. But I guess is that something if you don't know about, you wouldn't really think about it. But yeah, did you know about any of that? Like you can get like vegan cheese and stuff.
Yeah, I knew you can get it, but I don't know. Like, I've never seen like vegan cheese in like Tesco or whatever. So I don't know. I think it'd be like more difficult to get than like normal cheese.
Yeah. So why do you think it is? Because obviously you don't think enjoying it makes it okay. So why do you think it is then that you would do it?
Because I've always been brought up to eat like sausage, bacon, and stuff like that. So
yeah. Do you think if you like knew more about it when you were younger and actually were given more of a choice, like so if you were a child and they said, look, we've got a pig here, we're going to kill it, would you be okay with that, or would you try to stop it and not have eaten it?
Yeah, I would have tried to stop it and not eating it because it is wrong. It is wrong, but I mean, I've been brought up to eat sausage, bacon, and like lamb and chicken and everything. So to me, that's just normal.
Kind of inconvenient, you could say. It could be inconvenient. But what do you value higher about yourself? So would you say, for you, is it more important to not support animal abuse or convenience? Like, what's more important to you personally?
Like, for me personally, I think I do want to like do something about like all like the meat industry and the dairy industry and that, but there's not a lot you can do, you know, like as like a person. So yeah, it's just easier to just go along with everything.
Your sister's vegan, right? So I guess she'd probably know a lot of the alternatives. She'd go ask her advice.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I feel like you're already there, and I think when I was in your position, I feel like I waited a bit, and I kind of went, I'll do it gradually, and it's a big regret of mine that I did. Yeah. So I mean, I just encourage you to think, you know what, you could go home today and you could not pick up, because we call it picking up milk or picking up meat or picking up whatever it is, but in actuality it's harming an animal. So it's like not going home and you're not harming an animal rather than going home and harming one, sort of thing. Yeah. So I mean, if you think about it like that, would that make you think, you know, I'm going to go home, and even if I don't get to have my alternative of chocolate tonight, I'm just going to eat whatever I can find, rice and beans or pasta, or you know, you could. Would that?
Yeah, that would help like much more. Obviously, just cuts out the greed of like being a human and just wanting to have whatever you want.
So could we call you a vegan now then?
Not until I've got the final step, I wouldn't say. But hopefully in about 2 months' time or less. Yeah, hopefully.
Fair enough. All right, thank you very much. Because it works on supply and demand.
Yeah.
So these products are only there because we buy them. When we buy them, we're essentially voting with our money that we want more. So when we abstain from these products, when we say I'm not going to buy them anymore, we can actually make a difference into how many animals they breed, because they're so profit orientated that if you stop buying these products, they realise that people aren't buying them, and they breed less animals into existence. So this is something that as an individual you can make a difference into. Yeah. And there's kind of no middle ground with this. It's either you're paying for animals to be hurt or you're not. But you know, one person can make a difference, and you kind of want to live with that mentality, don't you? You don't want to think, oh well, it's bad, but my life, what am I going to do? I'm just me. Because one person has made a difference in past things. I mean, look at Gandhi. One person can, you know, make a difference. This is difficult, isn't it? Because like you said, you've always grown up doing it. I'm exactly the same. I ate animal products for like 21 years. You know, I didn't think about it, and then I started to think about it, and I started to think, well, you know, if we don't need to, and I wouldn't want to hurt a dog, why would I want to hurt a pig? Because I don't know if you know much about supply and demand, but whenever we buy a product, we're voting that we want more of it. So if we go to the shop and buy bacon, for example, we're paying someone to hurt a pig for us. And by not buying it, you can make a difference into how many animals they breed. So I guess it's not something you've thought about before.
No, not really, no.
Is it something you think about now?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All right, we'll end it there. And that's, if you could live a life where you hurt humans, animals, or neither, what would you choose?
I think neither.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah. Do you think you can?
I think you can, but I think that if you're going to be able to do that, then everybody has to like think the same way, because there's always going to be people that are going to disagree with it.
Yeah.
I guess you can't control everybody, but you can control what happens in your life, and when you're at the end of your life, you want to look back and think, I did what I could to try and make a difference, I guess, and try not to hurt others. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. Also, I've got some leaflets and stuff, some information if you want to like see some documentaries on Netflix and stuff. That'd be cool. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.